All right, so the underlying energy is the King of Cups, not Knight of Cups. Knight of Wands is over there, Knight of Cups is over here. So the focus, the underlying energy, the source of which we will be taking a glance at what the basis of this reading is the King of Cups. Who do you love? What do you want, right? Underneath that, you have the Strength card. Okay. There's a lot of passion for this individual, that's for sure. Passion. But the King of Cups does indicate love. It does talk about he is the most loving of all the knights. Now all the knights, all the kings, excuse me, all the kings are loving. They all have their own ways of loving. But his is very emotional, right? He's very emotional of a person. Now, this doesn't have to be a male. This could be a female as well. There's no gender specificness when it comes to these readings. But when I do see the King of Cups in this reading, I do think of the nurturing, the sweetness, the imagination that the King of Cups can have, right? It's immense, right? He doesn't get lost in his dreams. He doesn't get, he allows himself to create a beautiful utopia emotionally inside of him, which is love in a way. I like to call that love a utopia or euphoria in a way. It's a euphoric feeling. But the King of Cups is also very emotionally open. He allows himself to he allows his emotions to go flow through him, meaning he doesn't let any of his emotions stop him up or keep him from being able to receive the messages that he receives from his higher self. He's a very intuitive person. Now again, like I said, even though I'm using he, I'm just talking about the King of Cups. But this is about your partner. This is about your other person. Now, I would see you guys come up as queens since you guys are cardinal signs, and queens are cardinal signs in the tarot. And the King of Cups to me is your ideal person, your ideal lover. He's the ideal individual. Now, again, this could be a female for the gentlemen out there that are, that are people that are watching for, a same-sex situation. But the situation is talking about your ideal person, because the kings, to me, when I'm talking to a cardinal sign, I'm thinking this is external from them. And same with the knights as well. But I usually read them as you guys, or, like I said, the other person too. And I feel like this whole focus has to do with what you want and what you love, what your ideal dream is, right? What is, because the king even could be a thing, right? What is your ideal lifestyle, even? So the heart of your reading is the lovers, right? The challenge itself has to do with love, has to do with accepting love and feeling that love and being immersed in that love, right? And not allowing your mind to talk you out of it or to think of other ways as to not accept the love. Because let's be honest, when you feel love for somebody, you can't choose to love them. You can't choose it. Because if you have to choose whether to love someone or not, then it's not love. That's not love. Because love is a feeling that you have for somebody that you can't take away, that you can't give back. It's unconditional, right? The mind part, the real decision is allowing yourself to accept it, is allowing yourself to really allow yourself to feel that love for that person, or are you going to ignore it, cloak it, and do all the things that honestly you can't truly do because love doesn't go anywhere. Okay? So the lovers comes up, to me, it indicates that kind of situation, but it also can indicate that there is a profound connection between you and another person, right? And the reason why this is coming up as a challenge is because of the Seven of Wands. The Six of Wands, rather. The Six of Wands talks about exposure, recognition, feeling proud of the connection. Some of you guys may, I think this partnership, this profound connection is being exposed for some reason. I think something is being really, really recognized, maybe not just by you, but the other party. Now, some of you guys, it could also be that you don't feel like you're getting enough attention, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like there's a profound connection, but the steps now left to take have to do with what you feel good about. It's about the steps that you feel proud of regarding where the direction this relationship goes. That makes sense. Okay? So, okay, you have this profound connection, that's great. What are we going to do with it? Kind of thing. Because we got the Three of Pentacles that came up earlier, and that was significant to me because I'm like, okay, we're doing something regarding planning for the future. And with the Six of Wands like that, Six of Wands is just, it's just victory. It's a victory, yes. I think the Lovers is a victory. Some of you guys may be finding it a bit of, maybe it's not a victory, but I don't think that's the case. I do feel like, though, you guys really want to feel like you're making the right steps regarding this relationship for some of you guys. Because some of you guys have really come a long way, right? You guys have come a long way and you really want to feel like you are headed in the right direction with this relationship. The reason why I say you guys have you come a long way with this relationship is because of the Seven of Pentacles. You come a long way, okay? Because the Seven of Pentacles, it takes a long time for pentacles to grow, to build, to stack up, right? Pentacles is the longest producing sort of element in the zodiac, or excuse me, in the tarot. Reason being, it's because it's real. You're making something into something real. Like, think about anything that you try to create into reality. It does take time for it to happen, right? If you want to grow tomatoes, you have to have the seed, you have to water it, and it takes months sometimes. All right, and it doesn't happen overnight. That shows you that having a real tomato takes time to grow. So yeah, you have been, doing your diligence, really working hard and putting all the effort in. And I think there was a bit of a time where you kind of were, I don't know if there was doubt of whether you wanted to continue to move forward or not, if it was worth pursuing. I think, there was some of us that were, tired of being disappointed, tired of feeling like we weren't getting what we wanted. And then that kind of like, is always kind of coming up short. And it did leave us with this feeling of, okay, is this really what I want? Some of us, this is, where we were thinking about what we need to do next, what steps we need to take, because there was a period in time where all you could do was be patient. Okay? And I do think that at this period of time, maybe the patience was wearing a little thin here. But here you have the Ten of Cups. So you have this a beautiful feeling, this sharing of happiness with others, with your partner potentially. And, you feel really good. I think you guys are in a really good place. You guys are also completing an emotional cycle here. And I feel like it has a lot to do with you guys being bachelors or bachelorettes. The Knight of Wands doesn't necessarily commit himself to anybody. He's just kind of, free roaming, if that makes sense. He goes with whatever he feels he's led to do in the moment. And I do feel like that kind of situation may be coming to an end. I think you guys are definitely closing that chapter and and closing that door of being single. Some of you guys. Some of you this could indicate that this is completing of a cycle and you're just enjoying the moment that you have with your person. Really enjoying the moment with them. But the Six of Wands is what's crossing that. So it's very interesting to have the Six of Wands crossing this, because the real challenge with the Six of Wands has only to do with pride and confidence. And I don't think that I don't know if you guys truly, are confident in well, I don't know if you're not confident in yourself. I don't think that's the case. I feel like with the Six of Wands crossing this, it's almost as if you don't recognize that there's an ending coming up, or there's something that's going to be starting anew. There's something new that's coming around. I think this is just this happily feeling kind of energy, but you got to move forward somewhere. There's got to be some sort of growth somewhere else. I think you got to a really nice spot. You feel really good, but there's more to come with this relationship, and I think that's the situation. The Six of Wands could be that there's victory, yes, but I think there's more to come, and that's the real thing that you have to recognize, is that there's still more steps to take, and you don't stop here with the Six of Wands. Just similar to the Four of Wands, you don't stop at the four, just because you get to a really nice place and very stable spot. There's still more to do. And the Six of Wands does talk about progress being made, and really good progress being made. And I think this Ten of Cups shows that there was really good progress, right? You enjoying yourself, you're having a good time with your partner, you're having a good time with life, period. You're really enjoying yourself, but now there's more to come, because look what comes after that, the Empress. Manifestation, work putting in, right? Creativity, creating something, right? And the Empress, she doesn't take her time. She knows what she needs to do to manifest those things. And I think there was one period of time like you had to just wait. And I think that waiting period was you enjoying your moment, enjoying the moment with what you have, with who you want to be with, and even connecting with your emotions and closing up loose ends with how you feel about things and insecurities and things like that. And now you have the Empress. What are you going to create now? Because I think the Six of Wands here could also indicate exposure. I think it's exposure in regards to how you truly feel about things and what you truly want in your life. And I feel like that then becomes this reality, not reality check, but this really kind of brings in this desire to create that very thing that you've come in touch with, right? What it is that you have in your cup that you want to manifest. Now, I read the King of Cups as you guys because this could be very well be you. Mastering your emotions, mastering how you feel, really connecting with yourself and your higher self and connecting with your subconscious and really tapping into that creative energy, right? Because a lot of this was practical perhaps, and I feel like now you're trying to, connect with how you feel and really master your emotions and eventually create something that's great in value, right? Now, your goal, aim, ambition is the Wheel of Fortune. That's awesome because that talks about a new beginning, a situation coming back around, another opportunity, right? It also talks about a shift of luck. And this is a situation where fate that kind of sometimes gets involved. And really, when the Wheel of Fortune comes through, the only advice is that there's something that's coming your way. It's up to you to do something differently or do something that's the same, right? It's up to you to, but I feel like the biggest message with the Wheel of Fortune is like, try to do something differently this time. You don't have to do everything the same, but you're allowed to definitely take this opportunity into your own hands and do something differently with it than you had done last time. So if this is a relationship, then this is about doing something differently within this relationship. If this is work, do something differently with your work. It all depends, and you have to kind of, utilize this reading in the area that obviously this resonates with, if it resonates at all. And the Wheel of Fortune to me is like, hey, you have a new opportunity. It's up to you to recognize how much you've changed and what you were willing to do differently this time that didn't work beforehand. Okay, so that leads us to our night, to external energy. And I know I touched on this with the Ten of Cups here, but I feel like kind of doing with a little bit of Leo, what I did with Leo's reading, which was kind of touch on the. No, it was actually it was Cancer who I did that for. To kind of touch on the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands can indicate a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. But it also can talk about what you truly feel passion for, what you truly feel delighted to do, what you feel like you are definitely driven to do, right? This is another card in which you would feel proud about what you're doing, right? And I feel like, letting your passions be your guide, let your passions kind of help you decide what is and what isn't worth your energy, your time. Only, because, you don't want to waste your time doing something that doesn't really get you anywhere. But I feel like with the Knight of Wands, this is also allowing you to truly go for the things that you want to do and leave the stuff that you don't want to do behind. And it leads us to the outcome, which is the Eight of Cups. Literally, just kind of turn your back to the things that are not satisfying. You're not upset, you're not pissed off, you're not angry, you're not depressed, but it is something you're not satisfied with. That's kind of what comes up in your outcome. But I feel like that's what leads you towards the Empress here, which is, I usually tie the outcome and the future together. Now, the outcome and the future are both projections of where you are right now. You have a happily ever after, you feel really good emotionally, but what are you going to create with that feeling? Obviously, this situation is not what you want. But you know what you want to feel, therefore you can create that with Empress. You're looking for your own, that ninth cup, that wish, that dream, and you're going to take your time and make sure, and find it yourself. And I feel like the way you do that is by connecting with what you want to feel and allowing your heart to guide the way, trusting your intuition. But the Wheel of Fortune is your opportunity to do that. It's another opportunity. And you can do that by just following your intuition. Wow. What a powerful reading this time around, Libra. Really. The hope is there, guys. The hope is there. See what your romance angels got for this week. Or what do you guys got from the romance angels, rather? It is safe for you to love. Wow. Everybody was getting that. At least the other half of the Zodiac is. Wow. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Dang. Awesome. And it's true. And I feel like this is really talking about the Six of Wands and the the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Wands. And I think the thing is too is that maybe you're in love, but you don't want to show it. You don't, or you know what you want. You know what you want to go for, but you don't really want to. You have to take that step to make it happen. I think a lot of people are like kind of hesitant on going and going after what their dreams are and what they want. And I think that maybe some of you guys out there may be finding it a little difficult to take action at this moment. And I feel like don't worry about the action. Don't worry about what could happen or the worst of anything happening, right? Just go with how you feel and just solely focus on your feelings. Oh, wow. Appreciate this moment. Okay? Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. So whatever happened in the past, that Seven of Pentacles, I really feel like obviously yes, it reached its climax here, but everything has its purpose in its moments, and I feel like yeah, the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Wands is definitely talking about enjoying your moment fully, being immersed in your situation, and not worry about anything external from that, and that doing that will help create a future, a utopia like the Empress has with her space, right? But it takes time to create it takes time to cultivate it, and this is your opportunity to really build something of a great value.